Hey everyone, okay, so today I'm going to be talking you through the triple tight line technique. Now, obviously I have much more time on my hands, so let me know in the comments if you think that this video and the production style is a little bit different or a little bit better, because I've added some cutaways. So, the most important color in eyeshadow ever is black. And I think people get quite frightened when they see a black eyeshadow because they don't quite understand it. Black is the most important color because black will do the most for your eyes. Now, most people, I would say, are not blessed with the YouTube guru eyes, which is oftentimes they tend to be quite large. There's a lot of lid space. There's also a lot of space between the crease and the brow. And that generally means that they can do quite extreme eyeshadow looks and they look beautiful and stunning. But a lot of us don't have that. I'm a good example of that. I have a very small eye shape. There is visible lid, but there's not much space between the lid and the brow bone. And for some eye types, particularly hooded eyes, and particularly hooded eyes that have happened as we've got older. And as the crease drops, it can cover almost all of the eyelid. Now, I've spoken about this before, that the problem with using a kohl pencil to line your eyes is A, it's very difficult to get into the lash line, so you actually go across the skin. And if you have a very hooded eye, you've just, with your eyes, when your eyes are open and you've done that line, you effectively have just black eyeshadow on. There is no lid visible. Even if you had a little bit of lid, it's all gone because you've just done this liner. And that may not be the look that you're going for, particularly if you want to keep any lid space that you have. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do a triple tight line technique. That means you're going to go into the lash line, under and over, and then you're going to tight line the waterline as well. This will give you the most bang for your buck. It will not take away any lid space. And in this tutorial, we're just going to use black eyeshadow and a highlighter shade on the tear duct. No eyeshadow necessary. And for a lot of people, this can be and may be the only option you have. And it still looks fabulous because your eyes are still the focus. So, before we move on, let's talk about the eyeshadow brushes that you can use for a tight line technique. Now, there are 3 brushes available. First is the small brush. Now, the small brush is the preferred brush if you have hooded eyes, small eyes, or you don't have much lid space. This will not take away any lid space whatsoever. And this is the brush that I tend to favor on almost all eye shapes. Now, next I'm going to talk about the large brush. Now, this is a large brush. This is generally supposed to be used for smoky eyes because you lay the brush on the lid and you move it and it creates a smoky effect. It's not good for tight lining unless you have eyes the size of moons. It's really not a good idea. And then third, there's a medium brush. Now, this brush works great for most eye shapes, providing that they are slightly larger and you have more lid space, because it does give a more smudgy effect. But generally speaking, I prefer to stay very tight to the lash line and maintain any lid space that we have. Now, you want to get a black eyeshadow. Any eyeshadow will do. I'm using Natasha Denona because I think hers is great. And you want to load the brush up. Make sure that both sides and the center are covered in eyeshadow. Now, we're going to start with the tutorial. Now, it's very important that you do not curl your eyelashes until you've done the first upper tight line. Otherwise, you're going to have very difficulty getting the brush in. So I'm going to take this small brush, and obviously these are my brushes. And when you first do this, I want you to place more product on the brush than you actually need. There's going to be fallout, we can clear that up, but just so you get used to this technique. Now make sure the eyelid has not got any excess oils on it. And you're now going to, if I can move my mirror, you're now going to take the brush and you're going to very lightly move it in between the lashes. Now you can do this with your eyes shut or open, but you just want to place color directly in the lash bed. And this is a tricky technique because for some people, and this is myself included, it can tickle, and not in a good way. I don't even think there is a good way to tickle somebody. And you just want to make sure that it's right there in at the lash line as close as you can. Now don't worry if you make any mistakes. There's a little bit there that I just did, You can clean it up with a cotton bud, but just get used to wiggling it into the lash bed. And you also want to make sure that you get right here at this inner corner and that you get as close as you can to the outside corner so that you've got this complete arc. So now that you've done that, now you need to curl your lashes. How long you hold the eyelash curler for is entirely up to you. 30 seconds is good, 60 seconds is amazing, but it depends. You know, some people have very good lashes. I do not. They're horrid. So with the lashes curled, you should be able to see that there's quite a big difference. Now I'm going to do mascara first, but I'm going to do one single very thin coat and then we'll move on. So I'm taking the mascara and I'm just knocking off anything that's on the brush that's too much. And I'm just going to very gently move through the lashes. I don't want too much on there. Horrible, pitiful lashes. Okay, so now comes the fun part, which is the waterline area. Now you're going to want a gel eyeliner for this and one that does not come off. Hard to find. Now I'm actually using this by Sean Richards, which is a melanin palette, and it is actually a foundation palette, but these are completely budge proof. They just don't go anywhere. So you want to use the same brush or a lip brush if you have a very delicate eye area. And I'm going to take some of the gel eyeliner, or this foundation in this case, and I'm going to just pop this, and this is going to go right on the waterline, so the very waterline. So lift the eye up, and you're now trying to paint directly on the waterline. So you want that fleshy bit to be black. And be really delicate here because, again, if you're used to teary eyes, this is not the technique. Leave this one out. Now this isn't a quick quick video. It's not even a quick, it's certainly not a quick technique, but you want to make sure that it's all covered. And it can take a while. Now you can use a waterproof pencil, absolutely, but they do tend to move to the lower lash line. Now if this one has, which it has a little bit, you just want to clear it off before it sets. And it will be pretty much budge proof, at least with this palette. Okay, dark eyes. Now we're going to do our second coat of mascara. Again, knocking off anything I don't need. And I'm just going to just very lightly go through the lashes. Can you see how incredible the eye looks? How the focus is on that lash line because it's so dark. Now we're going to do the final technique, and it's the same as the push liner technique, except this time what you're going to do is you're now going to lift the eye up and you're going to push product, not there, right into the lash bed from underneath. And this may seem like, well, why bother because you've just done the gel liner, but it really can make a big difference. If there are gaps, this gets rid of it, and you're just wiggling it right at the root of the lash. Now it's time for the third and final mascara. I think if your lashes clump or they're just painfully ridiculously small, then lots of light strokes can do. But because the lash line is so dark, it gives the illusion that the eyelashes are a lot longer than they really are. I mean, look at the difference between, I'm looking here in the mirror, and just look at the difference in that eye. So before we finish, I'm going to highlight the inner corner because the inner corner is always visible regardless. So just take your favorite highlighter, it doesn't matter which one it is, and just take a very small brush, move your mirror close, and I want to highlight Just that inner corner, nothing else. And I don't want it to be too much either. Just want it to be right there in that inner corner, just like a little kind of beacon of light. There you have it. You have absolutely got standout eyes now. They are the focus of the face. The lashes look thick, they look very thick, but your eyes are the focus and you don't have on any real eyeshadow. And that is the beauty of tight lining. Now try, when you first do this technique, just try the first tight line that I showed. Then try the second and third. See which ones work for you best. Sometimes you may just need the second one, which is to use a gel liner inside the eye. See which technique you prefer and which one gives you the best results. But I love doing tight line because it makes such a big difference. Now if you were to put eyeshadow on this, your eyes are going to look even more wonderful. But if you don't, doesn't matter, because everyone's still going to go, wow, your eyes are amazing. Thanks for watching. Comments and all products, including my brushes and everything I use, in the description bar. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.